Good morning, everyone. Shall we start, sister, father?
Yes, miss, we can start.
Okay, thank you, sister. A very warm good morning to everyone. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. So we get started this international conference ICIE 2022 with the blessings of God Almighty. So let us start with the session with the prayer song.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing we need. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead. Mercy drops round us are falling, but for the showers we plead.
A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan backed by action. That action makes our dreams to come true. We had a dream to conduct such an international conference with the distinguished speakers. So welcoming is our tradition. So I invite Mrs. A. Sahaya Stella, Assistant Professor of Commerce, to invite our staff of the day. Over to Stella.
Yes, ma'am. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. A very good morning to everyone present here. I take this privilege to warmly welcome all our delegates on this international conference on innovation and entrepreneurship. Let me take this precious moment that the God has given to welcome you all in a special way. Thank you, dear God, for giving me this opportunity. First of all, my sincere and hearty welcome to our Honorable Principal, Dr. Sister C. Jyotivedi, Vidya College for Women, Sargini. She is known for her tireless work and vital energy, who has given the consent as well as complete freedom. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you, sister.
Thank you.
Next, it's a pleasure on our behalf to welcome Reverend Dr. Father S. Jan Vasantakumar, Principal of Ananda College, Devasopet, who is simple, humble, and assuming but aggressive, assertive, advocate in the development of students' academic excellence. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you, Father.
Thank you.
Next, I am very delighted to welcome a woman of many talents, the academic captain of Sivahasi Nada Pioneer Meenakshi Women's College Principal, Dr. R. Rajaradeshwari. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you, ma'am. Next, my hearty welcome to the most eminent and efficient person, Dr. B. Lata Lavanya, Associate Professor, Research Supervisor of UNOM, Muslim Educational Association of Southern India Institute of Management. On behalf of everyone, I welcome you back. It is a moment of extreme pleasure to welcome the chief guest, Dr. V. Satish Kumar, Assistant Professor, Haramala University, Ethiopia, Shamali P. John, a well-known social worker, prolific speaker, female activities in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Dr. R. Shubha, Adjunct Professor, DMI, from John the Baptist University, Mangochi, Malawi, Africa. On behalf of the institution, I offer my regards to all the key guests. Finally, I extended my warm welcome to our beloved HOD and all the faculty members, research scholars, and mighty students of our college and also from various institutions. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. And now we can go as per our schedule. Presidential address. If your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a good leader then. It's absolutely right for our leader, Dr. Sister C. Jyoti Mary. I humbly request our principal to give the presidential address and preside over the ceremony. Please, sister.
Distinguished guests, respected colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, exceptional staff, courageous students, blessed and pleasant morning to one and all present here. A special greeting goes to Dr. Father S. Vasanta Kumar, Principal of Ananda College, Devakotai, and Dr. R. Rajarajeshwari, the Principal of Madurai Sivava Sinara, Kovandi. I am honored and humbled to present over this conference. Really, it is a hard topic to be discussed nowadays because of COVID-19. Many of our people lost their job and struggle for their living being. So it is the need of the honor to converse about entrepreneurship and the research to be developed in this field. Moreover, entrepreneurship has a major role in educating society. The context of this conference is aimed to offer a knowledge sharing platform for academicians, exchange of ideas. Moreover, innovative thinking can accelerate the market of the firm and meet up with the customer needs, which is the success of the entrepreneur. Nowadays, it is very challenging to get a job, government as well as non-government. My dear student friends, if you have become an entrepreneur, hone your skills, expand your knowledge, become an expert in particular area, build incredible relationship with others who are on the same path as you, attend the right conference to equip with recent trends. My wishes goes to the speakers, Dr. B. Lada Lavanya, Associate Professor, ICIE Institute of Management, Chennai. Dr. R. Subha, Adjunct Professor, St. John the Baptist University, Africa. Dr. Shimili P. John, Coordinator, as well as Third Person Examination and Scheduling Committee, University College, Bahrain. And Dr. V. Satish Kumar, Assistant Professor, School of Business and Economics, Department of Management, Haryana University, Ethiopia. My dear scholars, though you have a lot of obligation in your institution, you accepted as a resourceable person for this international conference. Special wishes and greetings to you. I appreciate and congratulate Mrs. Vijayalakshmi, Dr. Vijayalakshmi, the conference coordinator, who have taken more effort of this conference. And also, I appreciate, congratulate organizing committee, Dr. Kanmalar, Ms. N. Komati, Ananda College Department, HOD, and Shiva Balaji, HOD of Madurai Sivasinara, Muvandi, who have taken more effort and support for this conference. I wish and bless the conference to proceed in a successful manner. Wish you all the best. God bless you.
Thank you, sisters. Thank you for your courageous and supportive words to us to proceed this function in a successful way. Next we can, as per the schedule, we can go on for felicitation. If you want to hear a beautiful reply, speak beautiful words. Yes, we could hear such beautiful, smiling, kind, charming words can always be heard from this respectful person. He is none other than Reverend Father Vasant. So, I invite Reverend Father Vasant to felicitate this conference. Please, Father.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Father.
Respected Reverend Sister Dr. Jyoti Mary, the revered principal of Hidayah College for Women, Dr. Raj Rajesh, the principal of Sivagasi Nadar Pioneer Meenakshi Women's College, and Dr. Vijayalakshmi, the organizing secretary of this great event, the honorable resource persons of this event, members of faculty of all the three colleges, and my loving students and participants. A pleasant morning to each and every one of you. I'm extremely happy to offer felicitation on this event titled International Conference on Innovation and Entrepreneurship. This is the first time the Commerce Department of Hidayah College, Ananda College, and Sivagasi Nadar Pioneer Women's College jointly organize this international conference. I congratulate the principal of Hidayah College for giving permission for the mega event, and particularly Dr. Vijayalakshmi taking such a laborious effort to conduct it within a short span of time. Classrooms are the temples of learning. Classrooms help shape the kind of individual along with one's family, society, the business world, and particularly surroundings. The classrooms are the windows to success and key to unlocking the potential of every student. The classrooms help introduce the student to the world around them, help identify their talents, hone it, and serve it in the best possible manner. But after the graduation, the student may become an employee, or a job seeker, or an entrepreneur, a job creator. If a student goes for a job, he or she is merely an employee of a company. On the contrary, if the student uses the idea and incubates the idea, and finally or eventually he or she becomes an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a king of ideas. The term idea can be enumerated in such a way that each letter has a concept. Idea, I-E-E-A. I stands for innovation, D stands for direction to move, E stands for execution, finally A stands for action. Thus, an entrepreneur should become a person of innovation, direction to move, executing the idea, and consequently action-oriented person. I wish and pray that in the departments of Commerce in Hidaya, Sivagasi Nada Pioneer Women's College, and Ananda, aim at the student friends should become the entrepreneurs. It is our expectation that every student should become an entrepreneur to create a new idea, to create a new base for job, and to create a new and creative, vibrant business world. I think and pray that this event will be surely a successful one, and I stand thanking the principal of the college, the organizing secretary, Dr. Vijay Lakshmi, for giving an opportunity to me to wish and felicitate. This is my deep-seated desire. A student participants of this event should become, once in a way, the entrepreneur. All the best. God bless you. Thank you for this opportunity given to me.
Thank you for your kind and courageous felicitation. Your words make us to be courage to succeed this conference further. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Next we can go on for inaugural address. Unfortunately, Dr. Rajarajeshwari ma'am is at US to take care of her grandchild. She agreed to convey the inaugural address to us, but unfortunately, she cannot commit herself for such address. So, on behalf of her, with her support and blessings, we continue this conference. Always her blessings are with us to continue this conference. Then we can go for the keynote address. Actually, since I'll explain you about the plan of this conference now. Since we invited the speakers from Bahrain, Ethiopia as well as Africa, our time schedule is totally different from them. 4.5 hours, 2 hours and 5 hours difference. So they will come and join with us little by little at the time of 10 to them. So moreover, this is a working day, no? Every speaker is allotting their time schedule amongst their class schedule. So now I request all the paper presenters to be ready for your presentation. I have allotted all the 4 speakers to be the chair for your presentation. So you can proceed your presentation one by one. Thank you. And be ready for the presentation, presenters. And we can go for our keynote speaker, Dr. Lada Lavanya. Or else I can invite Mr. Dr. Parthiban. Parthiban, are you there in the conference?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. We can start with your presentation now.
Okay.
Over to you, sir.
Yes. Good morning to everybody. I'm thankful to the organizer of International Conference on Innovation and Entrepreneurship, especially Conference Director, Dr. R. Lakshmi Madam, the Principal Sir, and organizing committee members of India College for Women, and also other college members, for allowing me to present my paper. The title of the paper is Ethics as a Key for Effective Entrepreneurship. Ethics as a Key for Effective Entrepreneurship. The present paper related to ethics in management and entrepreneurship. This paper considered ethics as a key for effective entrepreneurship. The primary objective of this research paper are to have a comprehensive knowledge about ethics in management, to highlight ethics as a key for effective entrepreneurship, and to emphasize the need for ethical entrepreneurship. Ethics at the very outset appears to be an abstract set of ideas and associated with philosophy and moral thinking. The concept of ethics is an ancient one, perhaps as old as societies of men and women on this planet. The success or failure of an organization squarely depends on the people who govern or administer the organization. The significance and importance of ethical value to be followed here only by entrepreneurs. But ethical approaches by entrepreneurs would surely bring refreshing rebirth, that too in the modern world of conflict, mismanagement, and violation of human values, leave alone ethical value. Therefore, in my paper, I provided 3 objectives. First one is to have a comprehensive knowledge about ethics in management. For want of time, I cannot quote some of the ethical principles found in the Bhagavad Gita. In my PhD thesis, I allotted one separate chapter for Bhagavad Gita, ethics in Bhagavad Gita, to highlight ethics as a key for effective entrepreneurship. Third objective is to emphasize the need for ethical entrepreneurship. But normally I will always go for my research methodologies, doctrinal method of research. It's a consumption paper. Always whatever I feel, whatever I studied from various books or other sources, I can put in my own words. If it is a non-doctrinal paper, simply give the questionnaire, collect it and give it to some people, they put some table, forms and all, simply findings, I am not interested. I never submitted anywhere in the paper non-doctrinal methods. I always go for doctrinal method. What is doctrinal method? The researcher is based only on the collection of research articles from the various sources. It can be journals, magazines, periodical, books, etc., etc. So after reading everything, conceptually I present the paper. Because ethics, we can say anything. So many definitions are available. The term ethics can commonly refers to rules and principles that define right and wrong conduct of individuals. Or it refers to well-founded standards of right and wrong that prescribe what human ought to do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, benefits to society, fairness, or specific virtues. So like that, many definitions are there. When you come to entrepreneur, entrepreneurship is a purposeful activity of an individual or a group of associate individuals undertaken to initiate, maintain, basically for the purpose of profit by production or distribution of economic goods and services. When they make profit, they should be ethical. That's what my paper. Because entrepreneurship can be viewed as a creative and innovative response to the environment, an ability to recognize, initiate, and exploit an economic opportunity. So therefore the focus is ethics. Because the term ethics indicates moral values in the business world. In other words, we can say it is a science of morals. It has been declared as normative science linked to behavior or conduct of an individual. The individual think differently, act differently, react differently, and live differently. But ethics as such, as you are aware, is highly positive virtue, and it has to be built. As it does not exist, it has to be built up. So having discussed about the entrepreneur, ethics, concept of entrepreneur, what is my conclusion? Ethics play a very vital role not only in man's life but also in business, individual as well as business. Ethics play a very vital role not only in the man's life but also in business. A man without character will not be recognized. Likewise, a seller or entrepreneurs without ethical practice cannot succeed. Like for example, a manufacturer cannot, without ethics, he cannot make a mark. Because consumer satisfaction, consumer movement are very strong nowadays throughout the world. Therefore, profit making with ethical approach only will be succeed. Simply profit alone cannot succeed. But many people think that they always associate ethics with the philosophy. No, ethics should not be mistaken for philosophy alone. It is part and parcel of man's character and his attitude towards others, especially in the case of business community. Their character should be built in such a way that they respect, dutiful, and follow the path of ethics in their commercial enterprises. This is more relevant for entrepreneurs. A businessman or entrepreneur does not and cannot live only through profit. Profit must be a combination of ethics, moral, and commitment towards the society. When I say towards society, it includes all.
இந்த பக்கம் அந்த சைடுல உள்ள ஸ்டெப் சொல்லி என்ன ரைட் வரும்.
So an entrepreneur should not become emotional or exhibit extraordinary intelligence. Both these qualities must be proportionately be blended so that there is meaningful action in businessmen regarding not only in management but also in sales promotion. So again I emphasize, profit should not be the sole criteria for an entrepreneur or business management people who handle business. This is applicable to management, whether it is individual management or corporate management or business management. But ethical management is very, very important. Ethics is a very salt of administration. Otherwise, doing business or administration of institution would become insipid, dull, monotonous, and uninteresting. I always would say, entrepreneur minus ethics will become colorless and dry. Therefore, we should always remember the words of Lord Krishna, who emphasized the significance of duty without perfection would lead to cowardliness. So any management ignoring the ethical part such that a young entrepreneur would not allow the ethical formula will end up as a person who suffers emotional and mental pain, pomp and power with money and comfort. His life would only present air but a barren soil. In his conceptual research paper, an attempt has been made to point out that In any endeavor, one should follow the path of ethical and moral values, seeking form and power. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity given to me.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. This is my book, madam.
That's what I have taken this to the audience.
I would like to introduce myself. I am the holder of 150 different qualification, 150. 3-time university first rank holder. I completed 7 subjects in UGC NET. I completed 4 PhD, 4 PhDs in your hands, madam. Because nowadays in the university insisted, one article must be there in the UGC CAT channel. My thesis is very ready already. So 5th PhD is in India College hands. Thank you for your opportunity. If any college wants to give any lecture, I am willing to come and deliver lecture, especially on law subjects.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Why I am introducing you as the first presenter, many
Yes.
of our students are observing this conference.
Yes.
So, you may be the motivation and inspiration to them because
Yes, ma'am.
you have cleared 8 subjects in the NET examination and this is the 4th PhD you are doing. Yes.
5th madam.
5th PhD you are doing. So, you have already got 4 PhDs. Moreover, you have completed a CMA, Company Secretary,
CFA, CPA, MICS London.
Law, ML and LLM, MBA.
No, I am the only person in India completed Master of Law in 10 disciplines.
Good, amazing.
12 MPhil I completed.
Okay.
I studied 26 years part-time course in Chennai.
Great.
26 years I studied part-time course.
Great.
Continuously I studied 40 years. My journey never ends. Till I get President Award or CM Award, shortly I will get it.
Okay.
My name has been entered in the Guinness World Records. International Books of World Records.
Sure, sir, definitely.
I have written more than 20 books. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, valuable time, precious time you spent with us.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. I have called the keynote speaker. He is on the way to join with us. To utilize the time in between, shall we call Sakuntala Devi, a research scholar of Government Arts College, Nandanam, to present your paper. Madam? Or else Sanil Kumar, Assistant Professor, DC School of Management Technology, Bagaman, Ilki. Are you there? Renuga, Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai. Dr. P. Rajkumar, sir. Saranya. Lakshmi. Have sent a slot already to you. Who is willing to present your paper now?
Ma'am, in invitation. Actually, the presentation time on 3 to 4. That's why no presenter available now.
What I thought, no, actually 10 persons, they would like to present a paper in advance in the morning. That's what I have given the slot in you in the afternoon session. If you are ready, you can present it now, ma'am.
I want a 5 minutes to on my PC, ma'am.
Okay. And Shahul Zamir sir, Sarasatullah Appa College, Tirunelveli. Okay, dear paper presenters, take 10 minutes gap. Be ready with your presentation. Now Lada ma'am will come and join with us. Be ready for your presentation. She has to assess your presentation. We can have a 10 minutes break now. Thank you. Okay, okay, okay. my dear staff, Dr. Subha is going to join with us now. So be ready to give an introduction to her. Kanmala?
Madam, yes, madam.
Be ready to give an introduction to Dr. Subha ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am.
She is going to join with us now.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Lata ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Lata ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, shall we start?
It's my pleasure.
Thank
It's
you.
my pleasure to welcome.
Janaki.
No, ma'am.
Janaki,
Yes,
please.
ma'am.
Janaki, please wait.
It's my pleasure to welcome
Janaki, please
Dr. R.
wait.
Subha,
Janaki?
Adjunct Professor D.
Excuse me, Janaki ma'am. Please wait for a
Yes,
minute,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Please wait. I think the
Wait a minute.
keynote speaker have joined with us now. Dr. Lata ma'am? Just a minute, Janaki. I'll inform you.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Lata ma'am? Lata, Lavanya? Lata ma'am? Thank you. Welcome, Dr. Lata Lavanya ma'am. I am privileged to introduce you at this international conference. Amazing, while we have referred your short biography, it is not at all a short biography, it's a long. So by concising in precise, I would like to introduce with a few words about your academic achievements in our audience. Dr. B. Lata Lavanya, at present she is working as Associate Professor MEASI, Muslim Educational Association of Southern India, Institute of Management, Chennai. She is an editor of MIM IJMR from 2018 onwards. She worked in various organizations like Harry Confectionery Limited, Andrew Yule Company Limited, and Pentagon Trading and Service as management training. She held various positions like EDP Executive and Senior Manager HR in Subiksha Trading Services and worked as Assistant Professor in Amritam Institute of Management Studies, JPR Engineering College. She has received so many awards from various prestigious institutions, especially Rashtrapati Award from late Mr. R. Venkatraman Farber, President of India. Best Women Researcher Award from GISR Foundation, New Delhi. She has attended various seminars, conferences, workshops and published more than 50 articles in reputed journals. She has organized various seminars as convener and director. Really, we are blessed and fortunate to have such a person amidst us. I request Dr. B. Lata Lavanya ma'am to give the keynote address here. Please, ma'am. Madam, please. Lata ma'am?
Yes, madam. Am I audible, madam?
Yeah, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am. Please.
Can I go ahead, ma'am?
Proceed, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Good morning to all the faculty members. I feel fortunate to extend my very warm welcome to all the faculty's members, research scholars, as well as students who have joined for this conference. It is a pleasure to have a conference, because when you see the life of a research scholar, the conference enlightens us. I thank the conference director, Vijayalakshmi Madam of India College for Women, for inviting me for the keynote address. Indian economy has been witness a drastic change since the time of 1991, with new policies of economic liberalization, globalization and privatization initiated by the Indian government. India has a great entrepreneurial potential. Any strategy aimed at the economic development will be lopsided without involving women, who constitute half of the world population. And there is an evidence which has unequally established the entrepreneurial spirit is not male. An entrepreneur serves as a catalyst in the process of industrialization and economic growth. However, the innovation requires individuals with entrepreneurial potential actively seeking new technologies, making the entrepreneur another factor of the production, essential for the makers to operate without destruction. Entrepreneurship is a pivotal for any economy that hopes to remain dynamic. An entrepreneurial ventures, when successful, helps in to advert the technological, economic and socio-cultural environment of the society, and they create an employment opportunity, wealth, by opening up new market and services. You get new products, and more efficient production process in turn boosts the productivity and competition in stagnation economies, contributing to the growth and improved life or quality of the circle. For an individual female entrepreneur, it further contributes to the greater economic freedom and improving urgency. Women entrepreneurship has been considered as an important instrument in achieving equity in the form of better quality of the life for the women in the developing country. Entrepreneurship is associated with female entrepreneurship changes a woman's position in the life or a family unit, our community, as well as the society, not only through the financial independence, but through an acquisition of a position in the national workforce traditionally felt or left to men in developing and underdeveloping region. Women entrepreneurship has gained lots of momentum in the last 3 decades, with the increase in the number of the women entrepreneurship and the substitute as well as the contribution for the economic growth. Women entrepreneurship development is an essential part of human resource development. The development of women entrepreneurship is very low in India, and especially in the rural area. And entrepreneurship among the women has been a recent concern. And this dynamic world wherein the women entrepreneurs are an important part of global quest for sustained economic development and social progress. And you see in India, through the women have played a key role in the society. Their entrepreneurial ability has not been properly tapped due to the lower status of the man in the society. And this is only the 5 years plan, that is 1974 to 78 onwards, that their role has been explicitly recognized with a marketed shift in the approach form as women welfare to women development and empowerment. The development of the women entrepreneurship has been an important aspect of our plan priorities. There are several policies, several programs. It has been implemented for the development of women entrepreneurship in India. There is a need for change in the mindset towards the women so as to give equal right and enshrine in the contribution. The progress towards the gender equality is slow, and it is partly due to the failure to the match of the money to the policy commitment. And in other words, I could say that President APJ Abdul Kalam said empowering women is a prerequisite for creating a good nation. When women are empowered, the society and the stability is assured. And the empowerment of the women is essential as there is the thought and their value system lead to the development of the good family, good society, and ultimately a good nation. When a woman is empowered, it doesn't mean that another individual does powerless or is having less power. On the contrary, if the woman is empowered, her competency towards decision making will surely influence her family behavior. Right? I thank for a very good opportunity which has been given to me on this Innovation and Entrepreneurship Conference. Looking ahead of all your paper presentation, and I would definitely provide good guidance as well as my advices. Thank you for the good opportunity given to you, given to me, Vijaya ma'am. Thank you, Vijayalakshmi ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think the presenters of Shakuntala Devi, Sanil Kumar, you are all ready now, I think so. Renuka? I have heard from the ma'am who recommended you now. Are you ready for presentation now? Gomati ma'am?
Yeah, I'm ready to present my paper.
Okay ma'am, good. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I need to share.
Yeah ma'am, you can take it over.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible, ma.
A warm pleasant good morning to you all present here. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
My topic is on, according to something, other related areas related to commerce and management. So I took topic on gender bias on purchase of sports equipment for the women sports player. For myself, I am Gomati, research scholar, Department of Women's Studies, Alapa University, under the guidance of Dr. P.P. Ramani, Assistant Professor, Department of Women's Studies, Alapa University. I am going to talk about gender bias on purchase on sports equipment for the women's sports player. Sports equipment is required in order to enter succeed in numerous different sports. Without the suitable equipment, playing the sports we love would be unsafe and more challenging. Every sport has its own individual set of equipments that an athlete must have in order to enter and succeed. The type of equipment depends on the sports you are playing as well as what kind of aspects you are playing on. For example, if a girl or a boy want to play on sports, they need a basic equipments. So they want to purchase. But the general bias are playing on the role on purchase. A background studies from Some of very good authors concentrate on consumer behavior. For example, Carpenter and Fairhand and Ainsworth and Foster on concentrate about consumer behavior. And Anodowska, Bankston, Simurkova and Burden, Healthy, Zoring and Tippett and concentrate on gender difference in purchasing. And Karing on concentrate on name of brand and store prices and anticipated use. Brown and Forest concentrate on risk, innovativeness, gender and environment factor. Noble Harionto and Phillips concentrate on college student purchasing decisions. A statement of problem. Social culture practice across the world which influence on women sports player not able to involve in sports. In high influence of gender bias on making decisions to purchase the sports equipment. Objective of my study is to study the socio-economic profile of a women sports player, to identify the factor influence on purchasing of sports equipment for the women sports player, to analyze the gender bias influence on making decisions to purchase sports equipment. The methodology took for the study is to aim to identify the factor influence on purchase of sporting equipment for the women sports player in Sivaganga district. The data were collected through primary and secondary source. The primary data were collected through questionnaire method. Convenient sampling method has been used for this study. Analysis from the methodology and the research go through and under the women sports player, the analysis of study are 85% of respondent a social, cultural and economic factor influence on purchasing sports equipment. They agree that whatever they want to purchase, the social, cultural and economic factors are influence, though it happened to a very big players. Sania Mirza and they are very good and celebrity players. They too are affected by the social culture on their dressing when it comes to sports. 90% of respondents gender bias highly influence on purchasing on equipments. For example, in a home there will be a boy and girl. If a boy and girl want to purchase a shoe or any other equipments related according to their sports, the parents are first concentrate on gender bias. There will be a gender bias in family. If the boy asks a shoe, they will say, okay, I will buy you. When it comes to girls, they say, you are a girl, what are you going to do in future in being sports? Although even though you are in sports, once in a lifetime you are going to stop it. So why we want to buy and give us such a what we say branded shoes or equipments for your sports? It's not necessary. Just leave. You no need to be in sports. These are the statements from the parents when girl asks any equipment to purchase for her sports. 94% of respondents, due to social culture, they are not able to purchase the sports equipment and which is directly affect the women girls in participation of sports. In my research, the consumer are a women sports player. Conclusion. Is it conclusion visible?
No.
No, it's not.
Conclusion. This study suggests that social culture that attempt to influence women's sports person choice through value expressive influence may be limited in effect. All the players whom we interview and also those who responded to the questionnaire say that we want to play, want to have career in sports, but the women sports player not able to make decisions to purchase the sports equipment due to the high influence of gender bias. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we have the comments for this paper, madam?
Yeah, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah. Good presentation and a good topic being taken, ma. I would like to congratulate you for the right topic being taken for under the women category, the women sports equipments. good to see a topic which has been addressed for. But I would say that here the review of literature. Review of literature can be done on women buying behaviors. You have n number of articles which is on the buying behaviors, that is gender identity, like how generally they are identifying, how in globalization of the sports it is. Any literature review, if it is taken, better you can take it from Emerald or Sage, or you can do it in like Wiley. Those publications are really good. And gender effect on internet, or family socialization on the gender effect, or household circle and its stages for the transition, that would help you. I have not seen any of the literatures, whatever you have taken on women buying behavior, because that is the apt literature which is required. And in the objective, we have talked about identifying the profile of the data we have captured, and the factors. And when you speak about the factors, you have not mentioned about the independent variable or the dependent variable. That's missing. And whenever you take a sampling methodology, always go for a structured sampling methodology, whether it could be a simple random sampling or a stratified sampling, and never ever go into a convenient sampling, because convenient sampling is done for a namesake, right? It has no perception in it. And the analysis part, I'm not seeing any analysis which is which starts with the reliability, validity, factor analysis, or chi-square, or anything of that. This is just a descriptive analysis. Always have a flow chart so that you could say the variables, independent variables contributing to the dependent variables, or the dependent variables having a mediator giving your independent variable, right? That would be a perfect study. But you can start a study like this, and further moving ahead, please move your topic towards a better study. Congrats.
Thank you so much for your valuable advices and information, ma'am.
Thank you. Can we have the next candidate here?
Yeah, Lada ma'am, excuse me. Thank you for your wonderful service, and you are doing an invaluable commitment you are doing to us now. Let us have Dr. Shubha ma'am, the another resource person has come with us. Let's join with us, and then after that the paper presentation session will continue. Okay. Janaki ma'am, are you ready now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I invite Mrs. Janaki to introduce Dr. Shubha ma'am to our conference. Over to Janaki.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. R. Subha, Adjunct Professor D.My, St. John the Baptist University, Manguti, Malawi. She also worked as District Coordinator at Mahila Sakti Kendra Scheme at Social Welfare Department, Trichy, and also worked as Patient Counselor at PSG Hospital, Coimbatore. In addition to that, she worked as a counselor trainee at Coimbatore District Court for 1 year. She has published various articles in the leading national and international journals. She has been awarded in Entrepreneurship Development Program sponsored by the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, organized by Entrepreneurship Development Institute, Government of Tamil Nadu, Chennai. I am very proud to welcome our Honorable Chief Guest. I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for a very good introduction, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning to all. Shall I present the paper, ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, Shubha, you can share your slides.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, few minutes, ma'am.
Madam, can you see my slides?
Yes, of course, women entrepreneurs. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll start from who is a woman entrepreneur. Woman entrepreneur may be defined as a woman or a group of women who initiate, organize, and run a business and enterprise. In terms of complementation concept of innovative entrepreneurs, women who innovated, imitate, or adopt a business activity called women entrepreneurs. The first female entrepreneur. Who is the first female entrepreneur? Madam C.J. Walker, born Sarah Breed Love, is the original self-made woman. As a daughter to farmer Trace, who was orphaned at the age of 7. Walker quite literally built her empire out of nothing. The entrepreneur, who importance of women entrepreneur. Women entrepreneurs account for improve economic growth and stability within a country. Women entrepreneurs inspire other women to start business. This leads to more job creation for women. Ultimately, yes, which ultimately helps in reducing the gender gaps in the workforce. The first successful businesswoman is first Kalpana Saroj. Today is the CEO of Harmony Cubes, and currently she has personal assets worth rupees 112 million, and she is known as first woman entrepreneur of India. Her journey is referred to as Slumdog Millionaire 2. Why women become entrepreneurs? The thing I say here is why women want to become an entrepreneur. To become an economical independent, to establish their own enterprise, to establish their identity in the society, to achieve excellency in their endeavor, to build confidence to themselves, to develop risk assuming ability, to claim equal status in the society, to secure greater freedom and mobility. Here I have incorporated some images for women entrepreneur visions. And next thing, motivational needs. What are the women entrepreneurs motivational needs? The first thing is economic necessity. In business, the entry of women is relatively a new phenomenon because of the breakup of the joint family system and the need for additional income for maintaining the living standards in the face of inflation or rising prices. Women have started entering the most competitive world of business. This business of the economic necessity, women have begun entering business for year earning some income and increasing their family income in modern days of inflation. The second thing is desire of high achievement. Another motive force compelling women to enter business world is their strong desire for high achievement in their life. In modern days, though women are educated, they are not able to find jobs in the marketplace, or they may not be able to go out of their home for working somewhere else because of family problems. Therefore, a woman is tempted strongly by a desire to achieve something high and valuable and prove herself as an asset and not a liability to a family. This is the strongest motivation force for a woman to become an entrepreneur. The third thing is independence. Another strong motive force compelling a woman to become an entrepreneur is lead to an independent life with self-confidence and self-respect. The ownership and control of a successful business provides a woman entrepreneur a prestigious status, personal reputation, and a sense of independence in the society. The fourth thing is government encouragement. The government and non-government bodies have started giving increasing attention and encouragement to women's economic condition through self-employment and business ventures. They have formulated various policies and programs and introduced various incentive schemes to promote women entrepreneurs in the country. Such encouragement and incentive schemes have introduced women to undertake business mentors. The, the next thing is education. Women entrepreneurs. Women have been taking up various kinds of technical, vocational, industrial, commercial, and specialized education as to qualify themselves to be self-employed in some kind of trade, occupation, vocation, or business. Facilities are also being provided to women in areas where they can grow and blossom as persons in their own right. Women have proved in modern days that they are no less than men in efficiency, hard work or intelligence, or even they can surpass men in several fields. The next thing is model role. Women, like men, are also desirous of contributing their might to the economic development of their country. Similarly, our women in India would like to play a key role model. They have already entered other fields like politics, education, social field, administration, etc. Now they have started entering the business field where they can also show their importance as in other fields. The next one is family occupation. Family occupation is an important factor motivating a woman member to participate in the family business along with her husband and other members of the family. There is a greater need for women to undertake economic activity or business of the family and support their families in family occupation or family business so as to reduce the expenses of the family business and increase its income. The next thing is employment generation of women entrepreneurs. Another influencing factor that motivates women to become entrepreneurs in the creation of employment opportunities. Women entrepreneurs generally take up labor-intensive, small-scale and village industries or handcrafts, and they have high potential in employment generation. Therefore, they serve as a solution to the widespread problem of women employment to some extent. The next thing is self-identity and social status. Women desire to enjoy some social status to recognition in the society. Women entering business can achieve such a position of self-identity and recognition of social status because they come in contact with high-level officers, ministers, authorities, and other holding high positions. The next thing is growing awareness. With the spread of education and growing awareness among women, the women entrepreneurs have been increasing not only in the kitchen extension activities. For an example, the three rice, pickles, powder, masala, and papad are the traditional cottage industries such as toy making, basket making, etc. As they require less technical know-how, but they are entering also into engineering, electronics, and many other industries which require high-level technical skill. Thus, women entrepreneurs are found in such technical industries as TV, capacitor, electronic, ancillaries, and small foundries. Thus, in modern days, women do not want to stay within the four walls of a house, but they want to become like their male counterparts, achievement-oriented, career-minded, and economically independent, so that they would be able to provide costly, high-level medical and technical education to their children and lead a high standard of living in their life. This is the picture I have given for women want to be an entrepreneur to analyze the thing and cause management, communication, efficient. As a customer, she want to be planned and she would lead a teamwork, strategy, organization, and she have a very good goals to become a good entrepreneur. So the next thing is facilitating needs. facilitating needs in adequate financial facilities. Finance is the lifeblood of any business, whether it is run by men entrepreneurs or women entrepreneurs. The government has set up industrial estates for women. It should therefore provide the required financial facilities to the women entrepreneurs so as to motivate them to start their business or industry in such estates. Several financial schemes like Mahila Udyam Nidhi, Marketing Development Fund, etc. have been set up only for women entrepreneurs. In addition, banks and development finance institutions also provide financial assistance to women entrepreneurs. Women will be tempted to start their own business ventures when such facilities are easily available to them. The next thing is innovative thinking. Innovative thinking in women motive them to become entrepreneurs. Women who have entrepreneurial talent and who have innovative thinking are naturally introduced to take up small business or industry to convert their innovating and talent into a position of entrepreneurship instead of employment. The next thing is support and cooperation of the family. Women entrepreneurs need support and cooperation of the family to become a good entrepreneur. The thing is, another important factor that induces women to take up entrepreneurship is the full cooperation and encouragement of the family members, particularly husband, father-in-law, and mother-in-law, grown-up sons and daughters, and other members, if any. In a modern educated family, women members generally enjoy more liberty and economic freedom. So naturally, they will be anxious to have their own source of income from their business. The next thing is availability of experienced and skilled women. Women entrepreneurs would be able to provide experiences and skilled people to family occupations. Therefore, women will be motivated to become entrepreneurs. The next thing is development programs. The central and state governments have started several development and training programs, particularly for women, so as to enable them to become entrepreneurs. Such training and development programs provide all types of facilities to women to start their business independently. Here I have given image of percentage distribution of enterprises by male or female owners. Here you can see the female participants from micro level is 20.44 percentage, small level business is 5.26 percentage, medium is 2.67 percentage, and all over we can see here women entrepreneurs are only 37% when comparing to male entrepreneurs. Male entrepreneur is 76.63 percentage comparing to women entrepreneurs. The next thing, functions of women entrepreneur. What are the functions would have the women entrepreneur? Exploration of the prospects of starting a new business enterprise, undertaking of risks and handling of economic uncertainties involved in business, introduction of innovations or imitation of innovations, coordination, administration and control, supervision and leadership. These are the functions women want to be carried for a successful women entrepreneur. The next thing is quality of women entrepreneur. Accept the challenges, ambitious, hardworking, patient, motivator, adventurous, conscious, educated, and intelligent. The next thing is, here you can see in India, at least at 17%, India has a lower share of women's contribution to GDP than the global average of 37%. In a scenario where women participate in the economy as equals with men, it could add easily 2.9 trillion to Indian annual GDP by 2025. Okay, here I wanted to study. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Subha ma'am. Thank you so much for your lecture on.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for your lecture on women entrepreneurs. It's very much explanatory and understandable. First of all, we thank you for accepting our invitation in a short span amidst your busy schedule. Once again, we convey our heartfelt thanks to you, ma'am, for coming with us.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can we have the next caller for the presentation?
Sure, ma'am. Next presenter. Mr. Divakar. Mr. Uday. Shanmugavalli, ma'am. Shanmugavalli, ma'am.
Ma'am, we can inform the candidates like whomever there on the roll. The next come who will be.
Yeah, ma'am, I have given the slots to them.
All right, okay.
Meghala, ma'am. You can present your paper now. Since many of them are the part-time faculty, they have to come and join amidst their working hours, ma'am. All the other students are there in the conference, in the YouTube as well as the Meet link. So the participants, many of them are the scholars as well as the part-time staff.
Okay.
Shakuntala Devi, Sanil Kumar, Renuga, Shahul Kami, you are given a time by 11.
Anyone who is ready, can you unmute and answer us?
Radhalakshmi ma'am, Ramalakshmi, Netra ma'am, are you there? Irrespective of slots, you can present your paper now. Okay, Lada ma'am.
Madam? Yeah, madam.
Thank you for your gracious
Thank you.
support
Thank
and
you.
timely help, ma'am. Really,
Thank
it is
you.
unforgettable to us that we didn't expect that such a kind of support and cooperation we get from you, ma'am.
You're always welcome, ma'am. You're always welcome.
Thank you for your heart. I mean, thank you for your. I cannot express in words the support you have done to us to this day. So thank you so much for your coming and motivate us and enlighten us with your words and assessment, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, Vijayalakshmi ma'am, it's gratitude is a quality of similarity to the electricity. It must be produced, discharged, and used up in order to exist, all of us. The roots of all the goodness lies in the soil of appreciation, and thanks a lot, madam, for the good opportunity given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Renuga ma'am, I think you are there in the Renuga ma'am, you have joined now, I think so.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you present now?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, good.
Can I share my screen, ma'am?
Ma'am?
Can I share my screen, ma'am?
Definitely, ma'am, sure.
Fine. Good morning to all. My screen is visible, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now, ma'am.
Yeah.
Is it visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning to all. My topic is the longitudinal evolution of customer experience at diplomatic conferences. And introduction. This paper ensures the comprehensive diplomatic analysis and visualization of the customer experience based on 292 publications, which are derived from the Web of Science core collections. And this is an ongoing research exploring future aspects of the customer experience, and the paper will be helpful for researchers in the customer experience field, trying to find the innovative and potential research aspects. In this paper, we have used the viewer software for the visualizing and constructing the bibliometric networks. Customer experience. Nowadays, customers are not vendors. They have wide power because the exceptional customer experience is essential for any company's long-term success. A pleasant customer experience fosters loyalty, aids in customer retention, and reduces brand advertising also. The customer's needs often initiates direct contact during the purchase, use or service. Unplanned contact with the representation of a company's products, services or brands are the most common form of indirect contact, which can take the shape of word of mouth recommendations or complaints. The next one is bibliometrics. The bibliometrics is a strategy for determining the influence of published publications by statistically analyzing them and the citations they include. The current study employs a content analysis technique to analyze customer experience literature. We use the viewer program for bibliometric analysis, which has been frequently used in previous management studies and provides timeline visualization of citations, keyword occurrence, pinpoints the new cited papers and displays the following impact of those citations. Research methods and data. This is a hello.
Ma'am?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am. Sure.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. A total of 354 publications were collected after running the retrieval procedure. As a result, 292 papers are selected from the 354 because others are the duplication publications. I have given the detailed research search list for the in a Web of Science collections. Next slide. This is the publication types and customer experience. The findings show that the articles and the proceeding papers account for 88%. The articles and the proceeding papers are 88%, and the other types of book chapters, rally access, and review articles are only 12%. And my research questions are there are 5 research questions. First one is what is the annual growth in customer experience for scientific publications? Which authors are the most productive in customer experience? Third one is which applications conduct the most customer experience research? Fourth one is which journals are most productive in customer experience? What are the CX conceptual structures of the fifth research question? For my first research question, the picture which is shown is the number of publications in customer experience from 2011 to 2022. In 2012, the selected CX events draw the attention of growing number of academics. In addition, the number of citations fell from 2011 to 2012 and then rose from 2013 to 2016. In 2018 and 18 or 17 and 18 were unchanged from a premier year or similar to the premier year. From 2018 to 2021, it increases. It will increase in 2022 because we just crossed 2 months of the 2022, so it will reach about 53 papers in the end of 2022. And research question 2, which authors are the most productive in customer experience? From 292 publications that we have collected, from that there are 53 authors in total. They are the first top 10. Actually, I mentioned the top 10 authors. It is the most productive authors are calculated based on the publications they have published in above science journals. The first author is Kalowski. He has published around 20 papers in a customer experience domain. The list is given here. Which affiliations conduct the most customer experience research? The author's organization information was retrieved from the collected data. It lists the top 10 organizations in the customer experience field. The International University of Monaco in Monaco and the University of Manchester in the United Kingdom are the most prolific organization with 10 publications each. Then others are published, and then the Indian Institute of Management in Bangalore, India is ranked 12th in customer experience publications. Furthermore, many institutions in United Kingdom and United States have become active participants in customer experience research. Research question 4. Which journals are most productive in customer experience? The productive journals are identified by the number of publications that they have published in a customer experience research. The first top one is Journal of Retailing and the Consumer Services, and the least one is International Journal of Contemporary Hospitality Management, which have published around 5 papers. And then what are the CX conceptual structures? A set of nodes and a set of wedges make up a keyword mapping. This mapping is done by the viewers software. Here we can see four clusters which are in red, blue, green and purple colors. Red is a cluster of 1 and purple is the cluster number 2, green is the cluster 3 and cluster number 4 is a blue color. They are all represented. Because it will help to uncover some perspectives of the keyword 1. The analysis of reference co-occurrence is done by the keyword mapping. We can benefit from reference co-citation analysis. It will help for the future aspects and innovative aspects of customer experience. The clusters above mentioned in the map is clearly mentioned as a table. Cluster 1 contains 70 number of 70 number of keywords, and cluster 2 contains 14 numbers, and cluster 3 have 7 and cluster 4 have 7. Limitations. The data source was collected only from the 4 collections of websites. The result may be can be varied if we extend our research to Scopus and Google Scholar, ProQuest, it only contains publications from 2011 to 2022. It is a time span. The time span is also the limitations. If we go beyond 2011, it will increase the publications. Conclusion. The main contributions of this paper are, there are two contributions. First one is it will give the overview of the knowledge structure about customer experience, and it will give how the customer experience got evaluated, and especially the contributions of various authors, publications, institutions, and keywords. Second main contribution about this paper is future aspects, because in clusters, in keyword clusters, we can find the future aspects and the connections. So it will be helpful for the future researchers. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Divagar or Kiran? Kiran, you have joined with us. Uday, Kiran?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you proceed now with your presentation?
Okay, ma'am.
You can view your screen and then present the paper.
Ma'am, is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning to everyone. I really thankful to you for giving this opportunity for presenting my paper in the conference. My topic is on in-group brand failure develops psycho effects on brands exploring consumer psychological dimensions. Means here my main focus of this paper is to understand that how the fake news or the fake informations or the negative information leads to brand failures. Sometimes this actually misleads in the group. Like in group means where let's example we have a community, and in that community we have a number of people who are being associated to that particular brand. So any information which is relating to that particular brand
whether it might be a positive or a negative, actually creates a greater impact, and it also leads sometimes also impacts on the perception of a consumer psychology point of view also. So I came out with this particular concept, and the main purpose of this is to understand how this particular studio effects actually creates a negative impact or a negative attitude in the minds of the consumers, and which actually leads to the brand failures. Because we can see many of the brands today, there are certain brands which are very good, but they have failed utterly. Okay, and where they were unable to compete and where they were unable to stand. And also we can say that there were brands which are very famous, but due to the negative informations, they were actually moved out from the market. There are certain life examples. So on this basis, my introduction of this paper is there are negative informations about consumer brands. Yes, we can see in a number of channels or a number of what you can call platforms where we there are a number of negative informations which are being propagating or which are being circulating in a larger quantity. Okay, where actually I will tell you is there are certain groups which are actually trying to create this information. Okay, now here the main focus is that how these particular consumers are actually experiencing this type of crisis. Why I am telling you is that, for example, I will give one simple example is even in the time of this Ukraine and Russian war, there are a number of negative propagandas have been what you can call spread throughout the entire world through the media, through various medias like YouTube or Facebook or other channels, and how actually it is directly impacting in the what you can call this Russian and Ukraine wars. Okay, it has really tremendously changed the way the people started understanding about this particular situation. Now the same thing is actually happening with the brands too. Okay, where this negative information is actually creating a crisis where the top brands are even also facing this type of problems. Like I will tell you, even Volkswagen. I will take the example of the Ford itself. When the Ford actually started moving out from the country, and in the last few months back, okay, there was a totally negative perceptions and negative messages which has went out, and the customers who were of the Ford were able to were in such a negative dilemma that what will be their what you can call stand on this means. I want to say here is that this negative information actually brings a larger crisis in the businesses. Okay, when there is a negative information about a particular statement or about a particular brand in the group, it actually affects the entire group members. Okay, and also what it actually does is it actually makes the people whether to be in that particular platform or in that particular community, or just to move away from that community, or try to find out what actually the main concern is. Okay, but here many of the times what happens is that people do not try to understand why this particular information or why this particular situation has occurred and how this can be resolved. Okay, and apart from this, when there is a negative information about the group, brands comes from out of the group, especially even sometimes what happens is that there are certain consequences or situations where the information may come from other sources and which actually impact even in the group. And I will tell you is this is where these particular situations are actually occurring in the today's business world. Okay, and it seems a warning, and it's really a sign where it actually affects the social identity and also it affects the consumer decorator. Okay, so finally what we understood is that social identity is very very important, where it will actually help the groups to make themselves unified and not to overwhelm with this particular negative information. Okay, based on this, these are my research questions. How come consumers aware about these brands, whether they related to this social group,
to react to such negative information? Is this negative information which they are receiving or which they are finding, is it related to the groups which they belong, or actually this information is coming from other sources? Second thing is, how do they discuss other products in the common thread? Means how actually these groups are trying to discuss about the product, and how more positive impact is being what you can call patronized on this particular in this particular groups is my main research question. So that's why here I quoted on the two important points is that my study will be more focusing on when and how the consumer attitude towards the product or their word of mouth behavior changes as per the negative information which spreads in the group. Okay, so here the two important thing is when and how. Okay, then the next one, based on this research questions, I came up with based on the objective, that is to understand how the negative information about an group brand affects the out group product decorant, and to identify the warning of the consumer social identity that determines this out group product, and the importance of contribution to the literature. Means these are the two main things which I will be more focusing, and in this particular research work which I have been focused on. And based on this, these are my literature review which I have discussed. I will not go much on this because this is a conceptual understanding where we try to understand the consumer psychology relating to the brand, how actually psychology plays one of the key role, and how its perception changes, and what actually impacts on this. And also the next one is how brands are actually trying to create a better impact in the minds of the consumer. Means I will tell you is how today brand identity and brand image is the main core impact factor which actually helps in building a better image in the mindsets of the consumers. So, and why I am saying this particular two elements is because these are the two elements which actually reduces the perception of the negative information which are happening in the groups relating to that particular brand. So the more the positive the brand identity and the brand image in the minds of the consumers, the better the negative information, impact of negative information reduces in the minds of the consumers. So here I have focused on this. And next one is relating to one of the consumer preferences and social identity, where social identity is very, very important, because social identity is where we try to represent ourselves in front of the group or the community, and the way we try to behave. So the more we try to the more we focus on the social identity and how we try to build a self-esteem in our minds. Okay, this actually impacts on the positive reactions towards those informations. Okay, so these are my literature review. Based on this, I have concluded my presentation here. Today, consumers cannot be exaggerated. The importance of the brand and product information means here the consumers has to be more and more careful relating to the brands and the product information which they are trying to get, or they are trying to hear from various sources. And this study also provides awareness about the negative brand information and can play a main role in consumer behavior outcomes. And the study also finds that the negative brand information related to one's group is also related to the outer impact groups, where the outer impact also is the main key solutions where we try to found out. And finally, the study justifies that social identity can determine the effect through group statement by negative outcomes, and we identified the future research can be expanded the opportunity of the brands, how they can relate with the different social identities. So with this, I conclude my presentation. Thanks so much for providing me this opportunity. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Divagar is there? Mr. Divagar? Mr. Divagar?
Ma'am, he will be joining, ma'am, soon.
Divakar sir, are you going to join now? Okay, dear participants, we can have a small break now. As per the time schedule of Bahrain and Ethiopia, both of the resource person will committed to join with us by 2 o'clock. So session starts by 1:45 p.m. Um, Kindly join with us before 10 minutes. We can start by 1:45, 2 o'clock the resource persons will come and join with us. Thank you for your cooperation and support. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We can join here by 1:45 p.m. Divakar sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The participation and I couldn't cut. Sorry for
Participants, please
this.
be there. Divakar sir has joined with us. Let's complete his presentation also. Yeah, Divakar sir.
Yes, ma'am. Is it audible to everyone?
Yeah, sir.
Whether the PPT is audible to, sorry, visible to everyone?
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, yeah.
You are not yet viewed your screen.
Wait. Okay. So my topic is consumer reliant brand affinity, psychological and neuropsychological awareness framework. Yeah. That is visible to everyone. I just want to make sure.
Sir, your screen is not visible, sir. You didn't present anything. But your voice is audible.
Oh, I already shared the screen.
No, sir.
I should have one second. Kindly make sure whether the screen is sharing or not.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. You please share your screen.
I'm already shared, ma'am.
No, sir. No, sir. No.
Huh?
No, it is not visible.
Ma'am, is it visible now?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My topic is consumer and brand affinity, psychological, neuropsychological awareness framework. Brand affinity is nothing but consumer who believes that a particular brand creates common value among them. That's like worth for its price. So, through this study,
We can create awareness about branding with the help of psychological, neuropsychological channels of consumers and how they relate their dearest brands. The study states that emotional connect over other brand decreases. On the other hand, the involvement of brand into self increase over time. There are three experiments conducted in this study based on the psychological and neuropsychological framework. Generally, the brand relationship is made up of three major constructs. There are brand attachment, brand commitment, and brand evolution. These concepts help to understand the importance of consumer behavior and various consumer brand relationship, such as brand loyalty and positive words. So, it is really connected to brand relationship is really connected to heart of every consumer. Whether it creates a positive, whether the brand created any positive thing means it will be connected to the heart of every consumer. So this is explained in the self-expansion theory. It suggests that in early stage, a close relationship has been made by self-expansion. There is acquisition of the resources and perception, which helps to identify the one's able to accomplish the goals. And also, brand plays a main role in what they create a special feeling among consumers, which they generate a nice experience and connect a bond with consumers. So these are the three experiments that we conducted, that we explained in the studies. We experiment on. What is I mean, consumers, those who are recently make a close brand relationship show serious emotional than the consumers who already have a relationship with them. The consumers or participants who developed a close brand relationship in 6 months, they displayed less of emotional connect with the previous brand. They don't have, they just quit the relationship with the previous brand and they started connecting very closely to the new brands. Experiment 2. Recently making close relations show a positive emotional connect in response while compared to established one. From experiment 1, the conclusion gives additional support to findings that recently established consumer brand relationship promotes a great emotional connect. The findings was completely based on the paper, which is measured involvement of neuropsychology process involvement in brands. Current neuropsychology supports the concept that insula of brain plays a major role in expectation of choice of close brand relationship. Previous research found that insula is active in the body and is insist and emotional and motivational functions. The other work has shown that activation of insula is highly correlated with individuals' advice. When insula activation is increased, we can find decreased activation in parietal and decreased activation in frontal lobe, and the previous research also shows that normal system is impulsive system and they show that it becomes hyperactive in consumers. So this diagram shows the involvement of brand. Step by step they are getting close to the brand and they're developing brand relationship. This is what given in the particular diagram. So relating to brand relationship, these are the literature that we collected. Based on the self-expansion theory, it highlights main human motive is desire to oneself to attain resources, perspective, and specification from others to expand one's capability to reach their goals. The close brand relationship becomes stronger and over reach of relation knows perspective from experience as oneself. The asset helps to achieve one's goal by allowing the other resources, which include both positive and negative resources. The perspectives also include oneself that refer to experience consciously and non-consciously. The recent research work also states that brand relationship can be expression of consumer identity. The neuropsychological process with brand. The self-report states that analysis of self-expression and self-involvement. This study deals with neuropsychological methodology, screen concentrated reasons, which highlights the close brand relationship. Particularly, the screen concentrated response will give you a brief note article conducted on the skin. Whether we can find a relationship is positively mediated or negatively mediated. Through this, we can find. Here we expect the recently formed closer consumer brand relationship SCR, which measures the high level of emotional contact. frequency and involvement itself. The brand relationship report suggests that frequently used brands are playing a main role in consumer brand relationships, particularly self-expansion theory in human relationships shows the more regular interactions. Several close-brand relationships have several principles have a strong, suitable consumer self-image with the brand. Therefore, the frequency prompts the positive effect on environments of brand itself. It has been concluded. The studies with emotional connect of brand relationship, according to these authors, then the involvement of brand into over the time, and here the study displayed the relationship effect and their closeness on emotionally connected and involved brands. There is a study. Besides, the study has demonstrated the emotional connect and involvement into oneself, which are identified with a specific neuropsychological process of positive skin concentrated responses, ACR that is, and it is insular activation with the help of several psychological neuropsychological concepts. This research highlights the specific features of close consumer brand relationship by identifying how consumers relate to brands over the time. Further, the current research has focused on contribution of brand relationship, and particularly this study provides the basic effect instruments to assess the involvement level in brands below the conceptual background, show the brand involvement, how we are getting connected to the customers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody is waiting? Okay. Thank you for your patient listening and observation. Let's all join together by the time 1:45 because the resource person from Bahrain and Ethiopia will join us by 2 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
ఎందుకు